Racing sim mods can be absolutely fantastic, and mod support has allowed games like the original Assetto Corsa to have just about any car and track you can think of, and game modes that the developer didn't even think of when they built the title. Also, games like Richard Burns Rally, which was developed about the same time that Stonehenge was being erected, is now, today, still a relevant title thanks to modifications. However, mods are very much a double-edged sword, and I think it needs to be said that it's not always a positive thing. And that is what we're going to be talking about in this video, explaining the downside of modifications. A downside that I think a lot of people miss and don't really realise. So that's why we're talking about it. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for clicking the like button, and also I hope you have a great cup of Yorkshire tea. Personally, I really love mods. I think they're great. I really like going to AC and trying different content. However, the biggest downside of modifications is the effect that they have on diluting a game and making a game or simulator more complex to access. In what way do they dilute it, Mr. Bold Git Stupid Face? Well, when it comes specifically to online racing and competitive multiplayer, modifications absolutely destroy online servers and access into online servers. And this goes back years. Even with rFactor 1, it was a complete nightmare to get onto decent servers that, well, to just get on them in the first place, get on a populated server and have it all work. Even with rFactor 1, we had stuff like rFactor Central, where you could go to a website and they'd be like, oh, here's the specific mods for Bros McGann Trophy or something, or here's some specific stuff. Okay, you can now get on the server and race. But you couldn't just go into the game server list and click join and get in the game. And that was because you had to have all these different modifications just to be able to start racing. You can also see this with the original Assetto Corsa. If you just load up the server list, so many of the servers just have all these random mods on them. Even the servers that are mod servers with mods. You've got like the cruising mod, car mods, weather mod, modception. It's just mental. Which, fine, if you've played a game a lot, you've got used to it, you've had AC for 10 plus years, it just seems like an incremental step and it's not really a problem. You're like, oh, I'm looking forward to that new mod, I'll give it a go, that's fun. But if you're new to the simulator and or sim racing in general, what they see is this mountain, a K2, an Everest, an Everest of all these things that they need to get just to be able to play the bloody game that they want to play. And over time, all these mods tend to basically just dilute a game's player base from the super hardcore players that are old, wrinkled, and have been playing that simulator for a billion years, and then newer players that are just like, oh shit, I can't be bothered with this. So the mods really do, over time, cause a massive issue, particularly for online racing. Now, I do think for offline and AI, mods can work great, and also you can have really good mod systems. And so I think with newer simulators, you could have it so that mods auto-download and it's all managed for you. That would be absolutely fantastic. Maybe Assetto Corsa Evo will do something like that. We have seen in first-person shooters, going back to the 2000s, the original Half-Life and actually Unreal would automatically download mods when you joined a server. So this has been possible decades ago. It would be nice to see it in driving simulators. So there are some solutions to this. But even outside of that logistical thing of the file management, you also have the problem that you really don't need that many cars when it comes to good online racing. So most people don't have enough time to learn how to drive just one car to a decent standard. Even something like an MX-5, once you start getting within 1.5 seconds of pace, commands a lot of time and dedication to learn that car to 1 second of pace with, let's just say, 5 tracks. it's more time than what most people have. So that's just one car on 5 tracks. But if you're getting all these mods and all these other cars and everything, you're just diluting even further the sort of skill level or the time, making it so it takes even more time for people to get up to pace with whatever given car it is. So more content and more mods and more cars and more tracks doesn't necessarily directly equal better racing or more enjoyment of the game that you're playing. It's even when the quality is really good with mods, and there are really good mods out there for different simulators, even when the quality is really good, you just don't have enough time in the world to actually experience all that quality and absorb it all. It's like going into Gay's Creamery in Devon. That's a real place, by the way, guys. And you're just overwhelmed by the choice of ice creams. And which one do you get? And inevitably, you just end up getting the same chocolate mints. That's what I go for. You just end up getting the same one all the time because of choice paralysis. And yeah, so I think that happens with driving sims as well. So I think there's been quite a few, you get videos every now and then, or people commenting on things, bemoaning the lack of the amount of content in racing simulators or new games, or the lack of mod support in various titles, whatever they are. And actually, I think it's really important to say that in many ways, a lack of mods can really, really be a good thing. Even a lack of DLCs, even a lack of content, guys, could actually be a really, really good thing when it comes to racing simulators. Another example of this is that games like Rocket League, for example, you basically only have like 2 or 3 car types, but effectively everyone just uses one car type, and the game is a ball, knock it into a goal with your car. And I've played that for hundreds of hours, and it's amazing because the focus isn't really on the cars or the stages, the environment. The focus is on the actual core gameplay, which is manipulating objects and understanding physics to get the most out of it, and the strategy of how you use those physics to get the most out of it. And I think that is actually fairly analogous to what driving simulators are. It's about using physics to manipulate an object to get the most out of it, combined with other people that are trying to do that, and then there's all this interesting interaction that happens. All that can happen with just an MX-5 at Brands Hatch. The only track that you need, let's be honest, all the others could just be nuked. I will accept Road America, and I will accept Road Atlanta. Why do they call the roads in America? It's like they forget. It's a road. Oh yeah, because they race on roundabouts and they need to separate them out. But yeah, so Brands Hatch, Road America, Road Atlanta, MX-5s. I've just invented the perfect simulator. But that is basically it, guys. That was the rant of this video. I wanted to make a good, clear argument and point that not having mod support isn't the end of the world for a simulator. Actually having too many cars and too many mods and too much confusion is the end of the world for simulators, and it's a huge problem with a lot of sims and even arcade games. Forza Gran Turismo, just titles which are full of, it's like a gish gallop of mediocre content, so too much rubbish. It's all a problem. But yeah, maybe as I say, automatic downloading, management systems, who knows what can happen. Maybe there are solutions to make this work better, but yeah, less is more. That's what I tell the women, and they don't groan at me. Right, we're done, guys. I can't wait to play LMU. Updates dropping today. Just wanted to get a quick video out here. Thank you for watching. Happy tea drinking, guys. Take care, and until the next one, goodbye.